Hello everyone, I'm Old Soul Rathael, and welcome to another run of One Step from Eden. Today I'm going to be playing my favorite character, no real basis for it, I just am really fond of her for some reason. And I'm going to be attempting a structure and poison build. I'm not sure it's going to work, and if it doesn't, you'll know by the title of the video. Now, Hazel has a very unique weapon, like most of the characters do. Hers only hits one tile in front of her for 25 damage, but if you hit a structure with it, it adds 1 spell power and 20 shield to the structure, and you can stack these indefinitely. Her starting artifact is the Hex badge, which gives her 40 shield whenever she summons something. That means every time you summon something, you're basically casting shield up. This is incredibly useful with things like Shard Toss that summons 2 structures, and thus gives her 80 shield. Her starting deck is not that great, but is very flexible in some ways. She begins with Minigun, if you want to get a step into Trinity and spell power. Her gun turret is definitely her strongest starting card, and gives you something to use the wrench on. Then she has Push Up and Knockdown. Not incredibly useful by themselves, but they can push things back in front of your turrets, move your turrets, or be used to save hostages in certain distress call rooms. Now then, let's get straight to it, shall we? Oh. This is a fun enemy for Hazel. Wait for the mana to come up. We just put down a turret, start hitting it with the wrench, and let the enemy stand in front of it. The turret does a base 20 damage, and of course you add 1 damage each time you hit it with the wrench. And it's just going to give me glass cannon right away. Sure. It really wants to give me ice flow. Unfortunately, flow cards and frost cards don't work all that well with structures in my experience. So we'll just go with blue blood so I can summon the turret right away if it happens to be in my starting hand. This would be nice if we were going to go with a Trinity build, but because I'm trying for something else, I'm going to go with Magic Claw because I do like putting it in basically everything. I've never really had a use for revenge. And since we're going structures and poison, we want our focus to be Hexawan and Miseri. Healing, pain, poison, and fragile. Let's see. Let's see if I can show off Push Up and Knockdown. No, but I can just put the turret in front of this. Transfuse is not the Miseri card I was after. And it's another one I've never really found a use for. Undertow would be nice if I was going with a flow deck and if I had any reason to move things forward, but as I don't currently, I'm not going to take any of these. Here we go. Push up. And turret. I thought about that a bit too hard, I shouldn't have taken that many hits. And now we shuffle, and we can move this turret back down in the way. Come on. Here we go. I'll take this, but it might backfire horribly because the structures will be in my movement range. That's also not incredibly useful, but I'll take it. Yeah, I'm gonna take Poison Dart because it's the first poison card I've seen so far. It's not the easiest to use with structures because they tend to get in the way, but it's a good card. Adaptive Armor or a Mana Vein. I can probably find a Mana Vein later. Adaptive Armor might not show up again. Oh yes, a funny thing about hostages, they count as structures. There's no real point to doing that unless you need them to survive a few hits, but you most certainly can. And that's that enemy defeated. As soon as the poison decides to tick. There we go. Oh, this is a bit of a hard choice. Laser turret is very powerful, but you only get to use it once. Volley works very well once you already have structures on the field. It's only 100 damage, but you can cover the field in those shots. I will, however, take this because it tends not to show up very often for me. I'll take it while I can get it. There might be something cheap enough. If not, oh well. Oh, there's Volley. Or I could get an upgrade. Now I'll get Volley, just so I don't have to look for it later. I don't really want to remove anything yet. Bit of an awkward way to deal with hostage rooms, but it is very useful. Do I take Minefield? Yeah, I've got Glass Cannon, so it's going to be doing a little bit of extra damage. And it is very effective on certain bosses that tend to move around a lot. It's also just guaranteed damage on everything on the enemy field. Empty Bottle can be good, but I'd rather just have the Mana Vein. I find it more reliable. Alright, Violet. Possibly one of the worst bosses to fight as early Hazel. At least for me. Stand in front of this. Or this. I am fighting her at level 1, though, so this is going quite well. Yep. And sometimes she just defeats herself by standing in front of the turret. We're gonna leave her alive, though, because I do really like her assist. Let's see if we can... yeah, we can get Celicy out of the way. That's another one I don't like fighting as Hazel. Oh yeah, Volley works with enemy structures too. Ooh, Salvage. I don't see this one very often. Yes, I think I'm gonna take this. I don't have that many structure cards. This is really good with the wall card that doesn't usually have that many uses. For now, I can use it on boulders or just any turret that's about to get destroyed or otherwise in my way. Oh yes, I don't think I mentioned these last time they came up. These red paths increase your luck, so they increase the difficulty along the path, and they change the shopkeeper. However, I'll let you see that yourself. Come on. Okay, got the Serapiles. Now we just need to deal with this before the volcano kills the hostage. Should be pretty easy as long as this thing ever moves in front of a turret. There we go, or steps on the mine. That's a good Cold Stone. Usually Cold Stone's biggest drawback is the fact that it costs 3 mana, but you make it cost 2 and suddenly it's worth it. Do I take that though? I will take Cold Stone just because it's a good solid hit. Thunder is probably the better choice considering I'm going to be using structures. But we'll see how this turns out. Speaking of structures... This happens a lot as Hazel. Sometimes all you need to do is put down a turret and keep hitting it with your wrench. Spell Shield is powerful, but I don't like Backfire when I rely on my other cards so much. Bomb Toss is kinda silly, but not bad. However, Energizer goes very well in a small deck, which I seem to be leaning towards, despite the fact that I've picked up so many cards already. And we'll go this way with the Campfire just because I have no use for the Shopkeeper at the moment. Can I just... Oh, I messed it up. I was gonna see if I could just salvage the missile silo. I bet I can if I don't mess it up like that. It's Volley, Energizer, and we're done. Shotgun with Fragile. That's potentially a lot of damage. But Shard Toss is also 80 shield. I think I'm just gonna take the shotgun, because that upgrade on Shard Toss isn't useful unless you're going to exploit flow. That's kind of hinting, but no. Yeah, don't need any of the healing, but I can get 1 luck from killing the rabbit. Let's put this here. This here. Oh, come on. Oh. The one time I'm trying to avoid fire to do something else, Rage shows up. Rage can do a stupid amount of damage if you have a lot of fire on the field, such as Firewall, Ring of Fire, Firestorm. Just any of those cards, and suddenly it deals a lot of damage. Anubis, at least, is a very easy way to apply poison to everything. You hit the button, everything has 40 poison on it. Well, every enemy has 40 poison on it. Right, come here, Celisay. Ah, darn it. Oh, I just stood right in front of that. With Celisay, try to avoid dodging backwards, because a lot of her attacks move forward. It's better to get hit once than to try and dodge backwards and get hit multiple times. I need to remember to just stand behind my turrets. Up. That was just poor timing on my part. Again, I'm a bit slow to react to those. Very sloppy, but I'll still be at full health after this is over. Alright, let's move that rock out of the way and hit him with poison. More poison from Anubis. And Cold Stone. I could take shields up, but I have the Hex badge, so taking Shard Toss is quite a bit better in several ways. Do I remove minigun yet? Not just yet. Now I have enough to get something good at the shopkeeper, so we're gonna head that way. Ow. Some days I can dodge diagonals. Today does not seem to be one of those days. I'm overthinking it again. There we go. Shield Gen can be very powerful because it gives 10 shields per second to everything adjacent to it, including other shield generators. However, it does just kind of sit there and get in your way otherwise. I'm actually going to take Leech because it's a decent heal each battle, if I hit something with it. What's in this room? 2 of you. Have mines. Sit this right in front. There we go. Nope. Oh. Could have gone better. While this does say it applies 80 poison, that initial heal of 100 hit points just doesn't seem to be worth it. And you have to land the first shot, otherwise the poison doesn't go out. I've never managed to get this card to work for me. I don't really want the other 2, so I'll just pass that batch. I do want a mana gem. Some of the bigger Hexawan cards require up to 5 mana. Mini-boss time. Oh dear. Well, sorry hostage, but I don't think there was any hope for you. It's a terrible combination to end up with. There we go. 1 down, there's Leech. And Volley. This can be useful if you intend to remove a lot of spells, but I don't see it being more useful than just 2 defense. Alright, you. Speaking of removing spells, give me one of those. One of these. Yeah, just 2 of these. Let's see if I can get a good upgrade on my gun turret. That's potentially good, but I don't have the mana for that yet. No, we'll go with just -1 mana cost. And the other thing I want to upgrade is Anubis. Not that upgrade. Double cast Anubis is nice and easy to use, can't really go wrong with that. Now that I have a bit more in my deck, I'm actually going to remove Push Up and Knock Down. You don't want to remove these too early because they are very useful in Hazel's base kit, and they are how you save hostages, as you might have noticed earlier. But now, I need to thin out my deck just a little bit. Nope. Oh, you count as a structure. Okay. Come on, move down. As long as I don't break open that pot, we should be fine. Do I want Glassify? Not especially. I kind of want to keep my deck a bit smaller than usual this time. So we'll pass all of these. Alright, Reva. I usually don't do that well against Reva as Hazel. We'll see if I do okay this early. If I can keep her standing in front of the turret, that will make things quite a bit easier. Doesn't stop her diag beams though. When it comes to dodging diagonal beams like this, it's generally best to find the correct spot to stand and then just stand there. Not that spot. The more you move, the more likely you are to step into its path. Alright, fine, shuffle. I'll still be at full health, but that was pretty sloppy. I have a hard time with those diag beams, even though I technically know how to dodge them. What do we got? Saffron. Ah, darn it. One enemy down. I don't want to use Shard Toss because it might hit the hostage. There we go. Acid Rain. There's a lot of debate on whether or not this card is good, but considering I want poison and that this hits a nice big area, I am gonna take it. It's also only 1 mana, so if I want it out of my way, it doesn't cost me that much. This is amazing if you end up with a lot of jam creating cards. This can be useful if you really need the mana, but since I only need 1, I'll only take 1. And keep my 300 maximum hit points. This path should be nice. It should be nice and rewarding. Ow. There we go. Flawless. I don't think so. I wonder why it thought that was flawless. I wonder what hit me. That's gonna be all of my mana, but that is a very powerful card. That is potentially a lot of poison. Bombard does a lot of damage for 1 mana. It's very hard for me to use. I haven't gotten that good at Hazel yet, despite her being one of my favorites. So we'll just go with Smog. Carry on. Set this turret right here, and let it do its work. You, however, get a Cold Stone. And Acid Rain. Nope. Sometimes you just need to hit things with the wrench. Bouncing Blade is fun, but not very useful when you're using structures. Yeah, we're gonna skip this badge too. Mini-boss. Oh boy. Good place to put my turret, at least. Ow. One more shot. There we go. Hit Seeker is very good on Hazel, if you can keep her gun turret alive, because each hit of the gun turret can trigger Hit Seeker. Let's see. Let's go for the campfire. I don't really have enough money to bother with the shopkeeper. However, I can do this. There we go. Hostages saved. Shield Beam is really good, but I don't need it here. And again, I never use Revenge. And I think I will just take more mana. So I'm not going with Kunai enough that 3D printer is going to be good, and I don't have any Frost. Alright, Saffron. Let's see who's the better fighter this time. Nope. With Saffron, you really just have to watch what she's doing, because she plays actual cards most of the time. The only thing that isn't a card is that doll of hers, and that acts like a special self-defense turret. Come on, step in front of the turret. Come on. There. Oh. Wait. Those blades count as structures? I think I saw them use fire shots from volley. Oh well. I'll have to pay attention next time. We're gonna leave Saffron alive too, because her assist is quite powerful. Yep, we can just put this right here. And do a bit better on dodging those, maybe. Wow. Forgot how dangerous ghosts can be. I'm gonna shuffle. Oh right, Riffle. Did not know Riffle ignores defense. Apparently it does. Boomerang is nice, but it's going to kill my own structures. Sweeper, on the other hand, will just hit the enemy field. Which way do we want to go? We want to visit the shopkeeper for another removal. Come on. There we go. Oh yes, the 3 hostages. You have the nurses who heal you, the merchants that wear black that give you money, and then the one I just saved, the green hostage, whatever you want to call them, gives you an artifact when you save them. That's actually the opposite of what you want on Bomb Toss. You want the bomb to die, not survive. Yep, we'll skip these. Poison, claws. Yeah, Riffle ignores defense because it just dealt 20 damage to that ghost. Ah, crap, they woke up the quarreling. There we go. It still hit me, but it didn't get through the shield, so we're good. And we just shuffle and kill the ghost. Oh boy. This is a Calamity spell. The rarest, if not the most powerful cards in the game. Life Sword deals a lot of damage, as you can see, but it takes out 30 max hit points. And it's just a slash in front of you. That's tempting, but I won't be using it this time. Yep, after the shop. Ow. Yep. I thought about it too long and my cards were not quite lined up right. Ooh, Devour. No. No, that's not quite worth it with that mana cost. Oh well. Towards the shop. Come on, hit the Sarah pile. Nope. There we go. As soon as the poison ticks. Blade Bay can be really nice, especially if you shuffle a lot. Hits surrounding tiles when you shuffle. If you have Fragile, you double its summoned hit points. You know what? I'll take that. I can only use it once per battle because of the upgrade that's on it. But it will slowly give me some more hit points. I'm not entirely sure why this card exists, to be honest. Bunch of flow cards. Yeah, let's get a removal. Because I do want to take out Minigun. As heretical as that feels, I do want that out of the way. And then I want to upgrade Come on, game. Okay, I fixed whatever that was. For some reason it wasn't letting me go back over to my cards. What do we want to upgrade? I kinda want to upgrade Shard Toss, just because it has been quite useful in gaining shields. Yeah, let's do that. Probably not the best decision. Yeah, not the best decision. Yeah, we'll go with this though. Get some mana back upon casting it, just because I don't want to waste the upgrade, and I will definitely not be trying that again. Diagonals, every time. With Terra, you want to try and stay in the middle of any available space you have. Unless it's something like that, where it's going to force you to one side. Oh, and you can't place structures on cracked tiles, which makes her kind of hard to deal with for Hazel. Supply smog. Use the shuffle while I can. Ow. Not doing so good. Dang it. With that attack, it's all about giving yourself enough spaces and enough time to carefully dodge. You want to make sure you don't trap yourself, because that is the goal of that attack, is to trap you in one spot and then keep hitting you. Ah. Volley? Nope. Shotgun. Ugh. As much as I kind of need the health back, I can take out someone else to get my ending. Oh, I have Gunner and Shiso. That could be a problem. Let's see if we can get rid of Shiso. There we go. Ah. See, sometimes Blade Bay can be useful, even if you do pummel the enemy field quite a bit. That's honestly not a terrible upgrade for Dry Shot. Not going to be using it here though. And this is pretty much the upgrade you want on Swipe, because it's part of a kunai build. None of that's too useful to me at the moment though. I never really have a use for haste. I'm so used to the normal speed that I never end up using the extra speed from haste. So we'll just top off my hit points. I've got, only two more paths. And now we very carefully get rid of this cactus. Put that right there. Alright. And then we just shuffle a few times. Mini Thunder is a free card, so I might as well take it. Corset is really good for gaining extra shield, but since my shield generation is unreliable at best, I'm not gonna play with that. Doing things all sorts of wrong. There we go. Pinch has a few uses, but none for me. And I still don't want either of those other two cards. Mini boss. That needs to die very quickly. Come on. This should do it. There we go. Now we can deal with the other two. And we can just let the poison kill that. Poison is not the most exciting way to kill things, but it is rather reliable. There we go. Applying poison deals 5 damage. Since I'm not super poison focused, this isn't going to be a lot of extra damage, but it is still enough to matter. We want the chest. And I missed. If I can kill the chest. There we go. Got lucky. Not the best artifact here, but I'll take it. Backstab! Aptly named. That's gonna be 2 shots in each row. That is incredibly dangerous. I am gonna try it though, because I often give myself stuff to hide behind. There we go. I'm just gonna let you do your thing. Prophecy is an interesting card, to say the least. It is very useful on Terra, if you play her, and can work around having an entire row of broken tiles. Still not gonna take Glassify, but let's move on. Okay, Shiso. I probably won't talk much here. And he just shuffled right away. Darn it. Made me miss. Right. One more than I think it is. So you just gotta keep doing that. As you can see, it's rather easy to dodge if you know it's coming. Just move up and down. Oh, discounted again. Stick that right there. He's just letting himself get shot to death. Oh. This one is a bit trickier because it's slightly less predictable. No, didn't get to use backstab. Alright, Shiso. Sorry, but you don't get to live. There we go. As much as I love Shine and how powerful it is, this... well, you can see what it does. Poison targets explode, applying 60 poison to themselves and nearby targets. It can stack up poison very quickly. Shuffle time down? Would that actually be good? That'd be better than a removal. I think so. Yes. Yes, it would be. So we're taking Speed Loader. On to Gunner. Let's see if we can make it to the wall again. Backstab. Ah. Darn you. I have a hard time dodging those, I'm not entirely sure why. I guess I'm just standing too far back. This is another useful Kinesis card. Just shove everything one tile upwards, and deal a half-decent amount of damage. But it doesn't have a place in my deck currently. Oh dear. As much as I'm going with poison, I don't see this being that much help for me. I'd rather just have my hit points back, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of double-edged artifacts like that. They end up backfiring on me more often than not. There we go. That's nice. Self-defense turret of my own. It gives 10 shield and flow. This really wanted me to go with the flow deck. Kind of a shame that that wasn't my intention from the start. This is very useful in Hazel because she can make it survive longer. The longer a self-defense turret lives and the more hits it can take, the more damage it will end up doing. Still got hit. Ding. Didn't take that much damage. And again, flawless, but I got hit by something that wasn't my own. No, I don't need more cards unless there's something very powerful, or very synergistic with my current deck. That's awkward. Satellite. Hit enemies with a 40 damage laser after they spawn. It only does it once, but it's a head start, and I could use that in the upcoming battles, as few of them are. As few as I have left. Yep, and the poison should break that chest open for me. Not the worst. Interesting. That's actually a really good upgrade for that card. But again, I don't see myself being able to use this reliably. Sure, we'll try Link. We'll try Blink. Shotgun. Take those opportunities while they appear. Right here. Thought about it too long and missed. I will take Forte, just because I always take Forte. It just helps, having an extra 150 damage you can take each battle. Time to dance. I didn't even notice that last bomb at the bottom. I have a hard time tracking Gunner's bombs at this point in the game. There's just too many in the air at once. And something I'd like to point out while I'm fighting Gunner, I tend to stay to the right in fighting him because it gives me more time to dodge a fair number of his attacks. It lets me see just where they're gonna go. This one, on the other hand, doesn't really matter. But for things like his bombs and certainly his bullet time, whatever you want to call that, it lets you have a bit more leeway with your movement. For example, that, because it wants to push you back. Shuffle. There we go. Got him. Gunner down, and now onto the wall with a structure poison deck. We'll see how well that goes. Acid Rain right off the bat's kind of good. We can just sit it here and let the poison stack for a little bit. It's worth taking these few hits. Not going to be talking much because it's the wall. Lots of stuff I need to dodge. Does backstab work? Backstab works. There's my Acid Rain again. Come on. Almost got this. Yep. And we just poisoned the wall. Things that don't seem like they should work, but definitely do. Acid Rain is very effective against the wall. And now we die. All in all, not a bad run. That'll do it for this run of One Step from Eden. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and if you'd like to see me try a specific character or build next time, just let me know and I'll give it my best shot. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. If you don't like the video, please let me know why and I'll see what I can do better. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you next time.